Hi everyone, this is your favorite friend Jay or Jaylan Salah, as you formerly know her, film critic at Geek Vibes Nation, Keith Loves Movies, and In Session Film. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Nicolaj Kopernikus, who writes, directs, and also stars in From Above. This short film is emotionally intense and very artistic, but it also tells a great message at its core. So I can't wait to talk to Nicolaj about it because, first of all, thank you for talking to me, Nicolaj.
Thank you for talking to me as well. Nice meeting you.
What compelled you to write and star in and direct this project?
Well, that's a big question, and I got it inspired by a man that was standing in front of my supermarket every day, and he's actually standing there still. And he seems like a homeless guy. And I was wondering when I passed him every day, what if I look at him in another perspective? If I look at him from above and actually if was curious about his background and his destiny. Why is he standing there? And then I was writing this story about a guy that has actually a family, but coincidentally he got divorced, and maybe he is having a mental a difficult um, difficult. Maybe he's a little sick in a way. I don't know, but the most important thing for me was that actually to show how what if we look at people in another perspective, and therefore I wrote the movie, and I directed it, and I played the character myself because I was too embarrassed to ask a colleague, an actor colleague, to cut all his hair off. So I was thinking, well, I pretty much know how to play this character. I'm an actor for, I've been there an actor for 30 years, so why not do everything myself? No
There
problem.
are two layers. You have the emotional layer and you have the physical layer, and you have emotionally intense scenes and you don't talk, and then you have the hair and the makeup to aid you, and you have both of them. So, which tools help you more as an actor, trying to go inside your internal feelings and the conflicts, or using the physicality of the role, which is huge, to make the performance even higher?
Yeah, it's like it's a really good question because it's like actually a question that we and the physical thing in this character and the way that he is going to make the transmission from a homeless guy, cut all his hair off, and then take a suit on and change physically. It's really, I mean, it's a very what can I say, one-to-one thing. It's like, well, what you see is what you get in a way, and the emotions is more an inner work as an actor. And I think that in this movie, I think it's 50-50 in a way that I maybe I am playing him with emotions, and then uh, it's a gift that you can actually change and make this transmission, and it's quite a big transmission in a way. I mean, it was quite fun to do the cut off of the hair scene because you only have one shot, and
Wow.
you have to make sure that everything we have been have been doing was done, because you can't remake this thing. So that was quite fun.
Okay, so did you always have the conscious decision not to speak? Because the present scenes, there's not a word, but you can see all the emotions of the characters. You always know there will be no dialogue. And why did you decide on that?
Because I I think that in the beginning of the movie, I show a character that, I mean, when you do short films, you have to like you have to be very precise, and you have to choose and pick if you want to tell background stories and stuff like that. It takes a lot of minutes, and then I choose that I will make a opening scene that shows a character that are in a way a bit special, because who is as a father taking all your clothes out of the closet and do a piece of art on the floor together with the daughter, and the way that the wife is looking at him is also she's a bit tired of him in a way, and that's why. So I wanted to show a person that was in a way a little mental unstable, and when he 8 years after is homeless, he wasn't able to speak because I thought that every time I gave myself like a line, it meant I felt that it it actually took something out of the character in a way. So he is in his loneliness and his homeless situation. He is speechless in a way, and he lost even his voice. I mean, who you can only talk to yourself, I think, and
True.
the person I was inspired of is not talking a lot. Also, so I think that it made sense for me that he was without words in a way. So yeah,
Vulnerability. There are very vulnerable scenes when you're naked and you're just under the shower. There are many vulnerable scenes. Your eyes are only doing the talking, and you could see tears, but there are no tears falling on your cheeks. How do you, as an actor, go through this vulnerability while protecting yourself in probably your headspace? Or do you just go dive in head first and you don't care even if it kind of eats down at you?
I think I just dive into it. I mean, it is, as an actor, it's like probably for me, I think is probably the most wonderful thing about my job is that we can dig into emotions and feelings. Like we can jump in and out of it, and it's wonderful because it that's actually the job, and that's what we love when we do acting, and I think the the hard part is actually to decide how much are you showing or how much are you holding back in a way, because it's very interesting when I watch movies where I can see some very very good actors and actress. It's the thing is that when I am touched and emotionally touched, it's actually because I can see that the actor and the character I see is holding it back in a way. Because as soon as you burst it out, it's out there. It's already out there. So you have to build it up again. And that's why I think it's fun, great fun to do short movies, because you can actually look at it as like a little maki thing, like a little tiny window into one single feeling and one single situation and one A plot in a way, and then be very precise. I kind of like that.
Like a slice of life, the short movie. Like you take a slice, other than the other movies, sometimes the long feature is the whole universe itself, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm very personally, I'm very interesting in sometimes look at life in different perspectives. And I think that even if you are mad or you are sad, you sometimes have to let time go. And after a while, when you look at it from above, it will change. And I think that we could actually have an easier way to live our lives sometimes if we look at things from above, because then you see the whole picture and then you understand the whole picture. And that's why I think I try to like make a simple situation where he is making this piece of art out of plastic, and you do a big picture of the daughter. It's like uh, it's like a piece of art, but it's also like a symbol of looking at things from above. Because if you see it from a very, very close distance, it's absolutely nothing. It's only plastic. And I think sometimes that homeless people are, we looked at them like a piece of plastic in a way. So like a piece of garbage and shit. And then if you look at it from another perspective, from above, you actually have to understand that these people have been living as you are living in, and they lost something. And I am very concerned about that. It's only like very few steps. You can have like two garages and two cars and a house and a family and a wife and a good job, and you can out of the blue, 3, 4, 5 steps, get divorced, lost your job, lost your money, your friends, lost your family, and all of a sudden you're a homeless guy, and that's scary. And you have to be, we have to be aware of that.
And compassionate towards others who lost a lot, because we never know. You never know if you're gonna be like one of them. You never know.
Yeah, and maybe sometimes also reach out, yeah, reach out for them, or even talk to them, or think of them, look at them from another perspective. Yeah.
Okay, so you played the villain in The Killing, and you play a very vulnerable character here. Which is more fun for you as an actor to play?
Oh, to be honest, I think it's really fun to play the bad guy. I don't have words for why it is so fun to play the bad guy, but there is like one thing is that you have to always you it take good care of your character, and you have to like defend them in a way. So even if they are the worst person on earth, you have to defend them in a way, and that's very interesting. And that's the contra what do you call it,
Controversy.
yeah, that's a hard part of working with it, and it's more interesting than just be playing the Mr. Nice Guy. But of course, I also love to like play things that are full of emotions, because it's a privilege to like to do things that are touching people.
That's so true. That's so true. Okay, so my final question to you is, which was the most interesting scene for you to play, to direct, to be in the moment in this film?
I can tell you that I know that it was a thin line of, I mean, not being too banal or too sentimental when they are meeting each other in the end. So that was difficult. It was also difficult to choose the music and the way they were hugging each other. But on the other hand, it meant a lot. It was very important for me that the way he is reaching out to the daughter through this piece of art in a way that built out of plastic, that was such a crazy idea, that the important thing for me was that it has to be very crazy to contain the way of behaving as a character, and also connect to the beginning and the piece of art they do when she is 8 years younger. But a very important moment in the movie is where her boyfriend is actually peeing in my face, because I mean that the look when I look in her eyes and she was looking in my eyes, that was a very, very important moment for me. Very important. But I think it was such a nice journey doing this movie. Everybody was so cool about it, and even the young girl that plays my younger daughter, and when she was looking at our fight, and we were arguing, and then and she was so good. She was
That's
really,
wonderful.
really good. And yeah, so it was nice, and it was not a big problem to direct and play at the same time because sometimes I had to go to the monitor. You know, we have a monitor, and you can, and we have to make a playback so I could see what we have done. But most of the time, my I had a very good DOP, and he was taking good care of me, and then yeah, so it was a wonderful project, really lovely project. I think that the scene where I cut my hair off was difficult. We really only had one shot, but well, we after doing it, because it's actually very difficult to cut your hair off. It takes a long time. So when we did it we were like, uh, yeah, a lot of adrenaline, but that was quite nice.
The whole film is quite an adrenaline ride. It's a rush. It's an emotional roller coaster. Thank you, Nicolaj, for sharing your art with the world and for sharing this film with me and spending time talking to me.
Thank you very much, and have a nice day, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Goodbye.